Hi, Facebook friend. This is Shirley Ortiz with the Ortiz Group at Thrive Mortgage. And I wanted to talk to you today about W-2 qualifying income. All the programs and guidelines change depending if it's FHA, VA, conventional USDA, and so forth within the government programs. But here's some basic keys to actually keep in mind and consider when you're qualifying to buying a home and getting pre-qualified or pre-approved for a mortgage. One of the things to consider is that you must have a 2-year work history in the U.S. Puerto Rico does count as part of that 2-year work history since Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. If the buyer, though, is a recent school graduate, high school graduate, or college graduate, or, of course, postgraduate, and they've only been working, say, for 6 months or a year, as long as we can get a 2-year history to show that it's being a student, that the person has been a student, now currently working, that also qualifies and you're okay with that. As long as we can get school transcripts to show the history that previously that individual has been a student and currently now working, that qualifies for a 2-year history as well. The other option, of course, is to consider is that if now you are working as commissions, but you also get a W-2, we will also need you will need a 2-year history to average the income of the commissions for the last 2 years. In addition to going for the twos, if you have a full-time job and a part-time job as well, in order to consider the part-time job income in addition to the full-time job income, that part-time job income also needs a 2-year history in order to be able to take an average of the last 2 years of the part-time income. Now, on the other side of the spectrum on that is that if the buyer only has, the home buyer only has one job, and that one job is a part-time job, then there must be at least in that one job for a year as a part-time in order to be able to consider that as income. Now, what does that mean? That, for example, a 2-year history is a 2-year total history. So if you're currently at one job for 1 year and you were previously at another job, different or prior job for another year, that actually counts as the 2-year total history. So keep that in mind. It's not 2 years in the same job, 2 years total history job income. Now, there might be a W-2 income. You might get a salary that will also pay you for bonuses. Bonuses also has to be received consistently for the last 2 years in order to consider an average of the bonus income. If you're getting paid per hour and you're working overtime, that overtime income also has to be for 2 years in order to take an average of the previous 2 years. I hope this definitely helps you. As you can see, there's a theme here, 222, for the most part, and that is to show consistency, but are also to be able to see trending of income. This is Shirley Ortiz again, your bilingual loan officer with the Ortiz Group at Thrive Mortgage.